Welcome everybody to Friday Fellowship Live, Good Friday edition. My name, as you may know, is April Hardwick, and my husband and I work for the Faith Mission in Canada in Northern Ontario. If you're brand new to the mission, you can find out more about us there on our website at faithmissioncanada.org, and you should be able to find any information you need there. But if you're not able to, you can also contact our office at faithmissioncanada.org, and there's our phone number there as well. So we should be able to help you with anything that you need between those two things. But we'd love to know more about you. Where are you listening from today? We'd love it if you'd leave us a comment and just let us know, how did you hear about this broadcast? We know that we do have many regulars who tune in and have tuned in since the start of the pandemic, but we also know that a large percentage of people have been introduced to Friday Fellowship Live by a friend. And today's broadcast, we hope that you're going to absolutely love and want to share with all of your friends. As I've talked about before on our broadcast, we have missionaries almost all the way across Canada in the Faith Mission. And I'm really excited today to be joined by two of our workers who are in BC. Conan and Julana Arndt serve at our Falkland Camp Center there. And although they're very busy parents of three very little, beautiful children and also serve in various ministries, they also have somehow found time to write some songs that they're going to be sharing with us today. So we're really glad that you're able to tune in to this special broadcast today. I know that you'll be just as blessed as I've been. I've been listening to these songs really over the past year as they've written them, but also more over the past week. So if you're listening on Facebook, you know that that's a really simple share. Again, if you're on YouTube, you can just copy and paste and send this link to your friends. And that way, when all these songs get stuck in your head, like they're stuck in my head, they'll be stuck in your friends' heads as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring Conan and Julana on now. As I said, they're joining us from British Columbia today. Hi, guys. Hi. I'm going to make us, there we go. Perfect. All right. It's great to have you guys on today. Over the course of the pandemic, as I said, you've been sharing songs that you've written on Facebook primarily, I think. Are you on YouTube as well?
No.
Okay, so on Facebook. That's all right. I've been really blessed by your music and the songs that you've written. I know you had some over Christmas, and then I've lost track, but you kind of are releasing one every now and then. And every song that you write, I've been really blessed by. And I think that the last time that we had music on Friday Fellowship Live, I was trying to think, but I think the only time, I don't want to say the only time, but I think it is Christmas. So it's kind of fitting that we have it at Easter now. And I know that one of the things that people really appreciated was because, you know, we're not able to get out and be with people and sing with people. And they really appreciated the music at Christmas time. So I think, and I hope, but I actually know really that this will be the same blessing to people as we're facing possibly another holiday alone, right? With our family, maybe, or maybe all alone. So I really appreciate you guys. I know you're not alone. You have three little tiny people in your lives who I'm well aware take up a good chunk of time. So we really appreciate you guys taking the time to come on today and share a little bit about yourselves and your music. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell people about who you are?
Yeah, I'll start. Right. I grew up in Saskatchewan, and just at the young age of 4, I realized that I could understand that I was a sinner and that Jesus had died for me and I needed his forgiveness. Just that simplicity of the gospel at such a young age is when I made the decision to follow Christ. And I think he revealed himself to me over the years. And by the time I was 13, it was at a Faith Mission camp out here in BC, the one that we run now.
That's so cool.
The speaker was talking about surrender. And I think that just really hit home, and that I can't just, you know, ride the coattails of my parents' faith. And right. Yes, at the age of 4, I knew that I needed Jesus, but this was just like, okay, this is either I stick with this or I don't. It's right. Not in between, but it was just that full act of knowing that I need to surrender to him each day. After high school, both Conan and I went to Miller College of the Bible together. We were engaged. We got married at that. Within those 3 years that we were there, we had our first 2 babies there. And then when Conan graduated after 3 years, we joined the mission. just right after. And camp has always been a huge part of our life. So it's really cool that we get to run this camp here and to share the gospel with kids and with teens, and just do ministry out here. And then we had our third baby too. Can't forget about him.
Who's super cute too. Yeah, you can't forget him.
Yeah. Yeah. I grew up in Melfort, Saskatchewan too. Loving Christian home. Knew who Jesus was my whole life. And but when I was 14 years old, was when I, kind of started really thinking, if I'm gonna believe this stuff, it needs to change my life. It needs to change who I am. And that was kind of the moment where I really said, Lord, I'm gonna follow you. And that was at camp, the same kind of deal. We grew up going to the same camp, and actually met during camp in their work crew program. And now we went, like Julana said, we went to Miller, graduated there, had our kids there and that kind of stuff. And Scarlett is 4 and Claire is 3, and August turns 1 today.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So
I can't believe it's been a year. That's crazy. But happy birthday, August.
I know. Yeah. So it's been really cool. We've been with the mission for 3 years here in BC, and running camps and youth groups and kids clubs and stuff like that in the town of Falkland. And yeah, that's us.
Yeah. Very cool. So you guys both have that history with camp, right? And now you're ending up working at camp. That's really neat to hear. So I know, because I know you guys are busy during a week, so I'm not really sure how you find time to write songs, but I'm very glad that you have found time to write songs. And I know you've brought some beautiful songs to share with us today. And the first song, I'm just impressed that I guessed the name of all your songs. But so the first song, Can You Count the Stars? I was really struck by what a beautiful account of creation it is. And just put to music. Like, I thought that was really, just really neat. But then also, I think what hit me the most about this song was just hearing God walking in the garden with Adam and Eve at first, and asking them the question, can you count the stars? And how it would have led them to worship in the beginning, realizing, no, like you don't get very far before you do fall on your knees before God and realize you're not, anywhere close to him. But then the second time, as I think the first couple of times I listened to the song, I just thought, oh, this is, pretty. And as you listen more and you realize the second time he asks them is after they've sinned. And just realizing that that second time would have hit a little different, it still would have led to worship with some sadness, I think, but also just realizing the utter futility of what they'd done, that we can't be like God. We can't, so I love this song and I'm excited for people to hear it, but I don't know if that was your intent for this song, but that's where it brought me to. What were you guys thinking of when you wrote this song?
Yeah, pretty much exactly that, right? Like there's a sense where before Adam and Eve sinned, God created the world, he created them and it was good. Right. And so, when he asks them the question, can you count the stars? Could you even get past 105 without falling on your knees? That's kind of the idea, and that should lead them to worship and should lead us all to worship. Just understanding the glory in creation and of who he is. And so that is definitely the idea. And then when they do sin, it is that sense of like, he asks them again, can't you count the stars? Could you even how could you not understand the glory that is in this and glorify and praise, God instead of following your own path. But, we know that they don't, and we know that we don't. And it's that same kind of question. You could ask us that question too, can you count the stars? Do you see the glory of God in creation and in life? So that's the idea.
Yeah.
I think one thing I really like about the song too is that it just shows how glorious and how like God's majesty, and then contrast that with our humanity and just the total opposite that we are.
Yeah, exactly.
So it says put your heart in my hands, kind of like he still loves us and wants us to be with him. So it's a cool message, I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you guys share it with everyone.
Cool. When there was nothing but darkness, it was empty and void. A single word was spoken, life began to overflow and thrive.
Oceans reach horizons, stars alight young and bright, trees that grow below the mountains, sun and moon to guide the days and nights.
Can you count the stars? Could you even get past 105 without falling on your knees before the creator of all these things? Would you lay down your heart, put it in the hands of the one who made the stars? Glorious one, glorious one. Life was breathed into the dust. There man stood before the King, the head of all creation, love more than all other things. From man God made a woman, they were good in his sight. Walked with him in the garden, and he asked them one night, can you count the stars? Could you even get past 105 without falling on your knees before the creator of all these things? Would you lay down your heart, put it in the hands of the one who made the stars? Glorious one, glorious one. Man turned from God, and they hid in the trees. He asked, what have you done? And they said, it wasn't me. He looked up to the sky, he looked into their eyes, with sadness in his voice. He asked them one more time, can you count the stars? Could you even get past 105 without falling on your knees before the creator of all these things? Would you lay down your heart, put it in the hands of the one who made the stars? Glorious one, glorious one, glorious one, glorious one.
Thanks, guys. It is such a beautiful song, and I'm not lying when I say your songs get stuck in my head. I actually woke up singing. I won't sing it because that will be bad. But this morning I woke up singing one of them, and you know when you get a tune in your head and you think, "Where's that from?" And then I was like, "Oh, that's Conan and Julana." So they really do. But I think too, one thing I found really neat over the past year, I think often music. When we're going through a big life event like a pandemic or really anything big in our personal lives, I think it often causes us to walk that same pattern that we see in the Psalms. At least for me, it often does. When I'm struggling with something, I might gravitate toward songs that speak of that struggle. But then as I listen to those songs, I'm brought to that place of, yeah, I'm in this struggle, but God. And I think these next two songs over the past year or so after you released them, really walked me through that process. Well, one of them is newer, but the one, I think that's why it really touched me, I think. And I think it's going to touch people the same way. I think obviously over the past year, we've all had this communal experience, right? Where we're walking unique lives and we're facing unique problems that we've never maybe faced before, because we've never faced a pandemic. But I don't know about you guys, but as I've talked to other believers as well, even through those unique struggles, we're definitely experiencing some common experiences. You know, our struggles might look different in the pandemic, but you know, you talk to people and they're like, yeah, I'm feeling that too. And I think so many people are going to relate to both of these songs because of that. So I'm going to let you guys introduce these songs and talk a little bit about them because I think you'll be better at that than I would be. So go ahead, guys.
Yeah, so the first one we're going to sing is called Follow You. And the idea, you know, this is the first song that we wrote it a couple of weeks into the first lockdown a year ago. And the idea was kind of a sense of, you know, things might be difficult, things might get hard, and we know that things can get difficult and hard. But we will follow you regardless. We'll follow you into the fire, into the rain, into suffering, wherever it is that you take us. And the idea is because, you know, of what Jesus has done for us. He gave his life for us. We give our lives to him. And that's kind of the idea behind that. And that, you know, in that first couple weeks of lockdown, that was kind of where we were, in that place of, you know, whatever happens, we'll follow you. And even when it gets hard. Hold my shaking hands, lead my wandering feet, Spirit baptize me. Still my anxious soul, lift me from defeat, Jesus rescue me. You gave your life, I give you mine, I will follow you. Into the fire and into the rain, I will rejoice in suffering. Oh, 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 oh. Sharing your word with the blind and lame, all one voice praising your name. Oh, 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 oh. Heal my broken heart, falling from the top. No grave can hold you down, no one could steal your crown. You'll forever be my king. You gave your life, I give you mine, I will follow you. Into the fire, into the rain, I'll rejoice in suffering. Oh, 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 oh. Sharing your word with the blind and the lame, all one voice praising your name. Oh, 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 oh. Eternal life before your throne, in confidence by grace alone. Oh, oh, sickness and no more pain. We will forever sing to your name. Oh, 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 oh.
Give for life, I'll give for mine. I will follow you.
Into the fire and into the rain, I'll rejoice in suffering. Oh, 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 oh. Sharing your word with the blind and lame, all one voice praising your name. Oh, 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 oh. You gave your life, I give you mine. I will follow. And this next one is called Weightless. And it's the same idea as the last one, but different. And the reason why it's different is because, okay, you know, we were prepared to follow the Lord into the fire, into the rain, into suffering, into whatever. But then this song is saying we are in the middle of that suffering, and it's hard. And we definitely both found ourselves in a time where, you know, we were so overwhelmed by everything. You know, everything's unknown. You never know what's going to happen. Our, you know, ministry, or, you know, kids clubs and youth groups got shut down 2 or 3 different times, and then reopened and shut down, reopened. Like, it's all those kind of things where everything you're doing, you know, keeps getting taken away from you.
There's health issues.
Yeah, just a bunch of different things stacking on top, and kids, and, you know, we love our kids. They're amazing and they're beautiful, and, you know, but sometimes it can be overwhelming. You know, there's that sense where you can't just check out, right? If they need you, even when you're feeling like you can't give anymore, they still need you, and you still have to give. And so that's why we had them too. We desire to raise them and be with them, and that's the point. But it doesn't make it necessarily easy. I don't know what do you want to say?
Yeah, it's talking about things that are really heavy, but then just the contrast with God's grace, and how even in the heaviest times, we can feel weightless because of His grace washing over us.
Yeah, and I think even at the time we wrote it and the time we recorded it and put it on Facebook and stuff, it's exactly how we're feeling at that time. And so I think it was also just really helpful for us to write these songs too. All of these songs are things that were helpful for us to write. And so, yeah, this one's called Weightless. When I wake up and I'm trembling in fear again, with anxiety, it's hard to breathe in. The smallest thing seems so big, I can't think again. What was I saying? I can't breathe. As if all the air is gone around me. Lord, help me. Fill me with your peace. One by one, everybody wants my attention. I just want there to be silence. But they're counting on me to be strong for them. What am I doing? I can't breathe. As if all the air is gone around me. Lord, help me. Fill me with your peace. I know my joy comes only from Jesus, but I can't feel him. So I get down on my knees to pray to him. Here's what I'm saying. I can't breathe, as if all the air is gone around me. Lord, help me. Fill me with your peace. I can't breathe, as if all the air is gone around me. Lord, help me. Fill me with your peace. Your grace is like a wave that crashes heavy at its feet, but leaves me feeling weightless as it covers me. Your grace is like a wave that crashes heavy at its feet, leaves me feeling weightless as it covers me. I can't breathe, as if all the air is gone around me. Your love for me fills me with your peace, fills me with your peace.
Those are both, I have to be careful because I was going to cry. So it's like, I'm trying to pay attention, but also not pay too much attention in that moment. You guys, I know that one thing that I didn't pre-warn you, but I know that as people listen today and are touched by your music, they're going to want to hear more. Is the easiest way for them to find you guys on Facebook? And then your songs are public, right?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, at the moment we're working on recording them all just a little bit better than the quality that we have, and then we'll probably put them on YouTube and stuff like that.
All right.
But for now, this is it.
Yeah, they're not the best.
Well, now you'll be. I mean, this will be on YouTube, but there's a lot of other songs, like especially the Christmas songs that aren't on there yet. So I'm excited to hear that you are working towards that. I know you're busy, but. But today, in a Friday Fellowship First, we get to premiere one of your songs. I don't think we've ever premiered a song. I'm pretty sure we haven't. So this is the song that you guys wrote for Easter, yeah. And I got to listen to ahead of time. And I think I said, but all your lyrics really command attention. Like they're not songs that I listen to just as background music, so to speak. They really make me think. But I think this song in particular, you get this imagery of the cross, just, and it just knocks you down. But then you're right away drawn into this reminder that there's no one like Jesus. And that we really do owe him everything. And it's clear through all your songs that your heart's desire really is to lead people into a deeper relationship with God. And I think this song over Easter weekend is going to do that. It just reminds us of all that he went through, and that, there's no one else. There's absolutely no one else. So I'm so thankful that people are getting to hear this song this weekend. As I said, a lot of people are going to be stuck alone in their houses again, not able to join with their faith community necessarily, maybe virtually, but not in person. And God's timing is so perfect that he's allowed us to even though we'll admit this now because we've said it's August's birthday today, we're not actually live today on Friday. We did have some scheduling conflicts with the church that I record in, so we had to record a little early. But it's just worked out so well that, you know, it's going to air on Friday. So it's people are going to get to enjoy this over Easter weekend, this reminder that is going to draw them deeper to the heart of God and just remind them that there's no one else. So thank you guys for coming on, and I will let you get to this song.
Well, thank you for having us. This is great. Yeah, this one, you know, writing with Easter in mind, but like that, it's that sense of, you know, the kind of the first two verses and the second two verses are different. And so the first two are talking about, I will never understand the toll that it took on you to do that. I will never feel the amount of grief that you felt. And the reason I'll never feel it is because Jesus did that for me in my place. Right. And there's a lot of, just even in that thought, there's, you know, a place of, that's why I worship you. That's the idea of how I can even have hope, and because you went through these things in my place. And then, you know, the second two is saying, like, I only know that I was dead in my sin. I only know how it feels to be set free. That's it, because I don't have to pay the penalty or the punishment for my sin, because he loved me enough that he did that for me. And that's why there's really no one like you, right? There's no one who, no man who was sinless that could ever, you know, other than Jesus, who could ever die for my sins. And it's incredible. And that's kind of the idea behind this. And because he paid my debt, I owe my life to him. And it's not just in like, okay, well now I have to, you know, give my life to you. It's like, no, on my knees in worship and thankfulness and joy, I owe it all to you. You know, because you've saved me from sin and death. And it's amazing. And we're thankful. And that's why that's why we are where we are doing, you know, ministry too. It's like, this is something, and that's for everyone who knows the Lord, and no matter what they're doing. We are to worship God, and we are to share this amazing hope that we have in him with others, so that they can have this hope too. And so this song is called No One Like You. And yeah. And I will never understand the toll that it took to carry that big piece of wood through the streets past homes of sinners, blood dripping down your fingers. Oh, I'll never know how it feels to be so full of grief that you struggle to breathe, slowly drowning in innocent waters, sin stains upon your shoulders. Oh, Jesus, there is no one like you, who would be broken and scarred to welcome me to your arms. Forgive me, Lord, I am so sorry. For me your blood was poured out, so that grace may abound. I only know that I was dead in my sin, and I could not enter into your pure and holy presence without the blood of atonement. Oh, I only know how it feels to be set free, to be loved mercifully. Hallelujah. new life to all who believe in Him. Jesus, there is no one like you who would be broken and scarred to welcome me into your arms. Forgive me, Lord, I am so sorry. For me, your blood was poured out so that grace may abound. You paid my debt, I owe it all to you. I owe it all to you, Jesus. I am redeemed by your amazing grace, by your amazing grace, Jesus. You paid my debt, I owe it all to you. I owe it all to you, Jesus. I am redeemed by your amazing grace, by your amazing grace, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. There is no one like you who would be broken and scarred to welcome me into your arms. Forgive me, Lord, I am so sorry. For me, your blood was poured out so that grace may abound. You paid my debt, I owe it all to you. I owe it all to you, Jesus. I am redeemed by your amazing grace, by your amazing grace, Jesus, Jesus.
Thanks again, guys. That was really great. It was just, I don't have many other words. It was wonderful. Yeah, I know that so many people are going to be blessed by this weekend, and we will definitely look forward to when there are ways that we can listen to you on Spotify and things like that. So don't forget that you had your debut on Friday Fellowship Live.
Yes, 100%.
Well, I will let you get back to your wonderful children, especially considering it's August's birthday. That's so exciting. Give him a big squeeze for me. I'm very sad that I did not get to meet him yet. I imagine he's I've heard from a lot of parents who've had like pandemic babies, they call them, where it's like, they see lots of faces and they're like, whoa.
Half faces.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, he's adorable. So say happy birthday for me and for all the Hardwicks.
Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
Oh, well, it was definitely all of our pleasure, I'm sure. So thanks for coming, and have a great Easter weekend as well when you get there. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks so much. And thanks to all of you for joining in today on this Good Friday Fellowship Live. Tim will be back again live next week. So be sure to tune in for that at noon next Friday. Have a blessed Easter, and we trust that you will find ways to enjoy the Lord's presence this weekend.